This autobiography has been ghostwritten for ex-Sekiwake Toyonoshima, who has just left the sumo world. Here are 10 things we can learn from within. 1. The importance of ISHIGURO. Having started sumo aged 6, at the behest of an employee in his father's tofu shop, Kochi-born Toyonoshima, real name Daiki Kajiwara, came to excel through practice with Soji ISHIGURO, the only child of his age anywhere near his size, and later his level. So vital was each to the other's fate that their parents agreed on training conditions. That even when groggy or sick, neither boy would skip practice unless his temperature hit 38. So productive was the result that the boys 3 times contested national singles finals in elementary and junior high school, and, aged 15, struck national team gold for Kochi Prefecture with third prong Kotosho Giku. In high school, the team expanded to 5 members to include none other than Yuya Morishita, the future Tosai Yutaka, who is now Coach Togitsukaze. 2. Epilepsy almost killed him. Toyo highlighted his condition in May last year. What he didn't say then was that the first fit, at the age of 7, almost cost him his life. He might not wake up, were the doctor's words. His mother wept buckets when he did. That doctor, by the way, would later become his hometown supporters club chairman. Only 1 episode occurred after turning pro, and that 18 years in the past. But the medicine Toyo took to control his condition likely stunted his growth. 3. Kotosho Giku, the yardstick. Had he gone to uni, I'd have gone too, Toyo confirms for us all. We spoke a lot about future paths, and when he finally declared he was turning pro, I resolved to do likewise. ISHIGURO, in contrast, did go to uni, and inquired about a pro sumo career only months before graduation. I kind of regret my words now, Toyo says, but at that time, given the hell I'd been through, I told him not to bother. Not if he saw sumo as a mere option, rather than a key mission. ISHIGURO listened, hence we never saw him fight. 4. No sidestepping. Toyo claims he never once dodged a charge in all his competitive bouts. When leaner and younger, my master told me it was an option, he recalls of his earliest stable days. But I took that as a hint, meaning, never ever do it. It's not the Togitsukaze stable way. 5. No mere fluke. His astounding 14-1 in November 2010 was clearly months in the making. Dropped a division for his gambling confession, he took Tier 2 with a 14-1 on September comeback. At that time, Hakuho was 62 unbeaten, and 8 wins away from the all-time record, held by the founder of Toyo's stable, which still has a Futabayama Dojo plaque. I yearned to stop Hakuho breaking that record, Toyo frankly reveals, and lamented the fact that my ban had removed me from his fixture list. As fate would have it, the two would be paired at a pre-event party. When Hakuho declared to that party crowd he would smash the record, and what does Futabayama's disciple standing right here have to say? Toyonoshima replied, in that case, I'll be shooting for 15 wins. In the event, Hakuho's run was stopped on day 2 by the man Toyonoshima beat at the end to go 14-1 and force a playoff, which Hakuho took but was clearly rattled. When he started joking about my form backstage, Toyo reflects, I took it to mean he did not want to face me. 6. It all boiled down to just a few foes. My major problem throughout my career, Toyo discloses, was my poor record against a select few who always seemed on my fight card. He spoke, of course, of the men with whom he'd risen and constantly trained. Kiseno Sato, Haruma Fuji, and Koto Shogiku for starters, extending to Hakuho, Baruto, and Kakuryu. Even going 3-3 against them was a feat, he goes on to write, and I still had to deal with the rest. It's why getting to 8 wins at Sanyaku level was so damn hard, despite my good records against most other men. 7. Fates intertwined. Not only did he beat Koto Shogiku in lower-level title deciders, but again on Sumo's bigger stage, when both were contesting the top-tier title. Giku eventually took the cup with 14-1, but his only defeat was to Toyonoshima. In the final bout, Toyo's father saw live. 8. Aided by apparition. After 2 years of toil post-Achilles tendon rupture and sudden fall into Division 3, Toyo, inspired by injury-plagued Tochinoshin's title, finally shaped to regain his pay. Guesting in Division 2 that day was he obliged to throw salt, for both the match and the rematch. And the final time he did, ex-stablemate Tokitenku appeared. The man himself was some 20 months dead, but his face floated up above the ring. With Tenku watching over me, how could I lose? Toyo warmly reflects. He did not lose that bout and went back up. 9. Horses for courses. Toyo's stint as a coach, short-lived though it was, opened his mind to new teaching methods. You try to work out how certain men never rise, is what he put down on paper. And you realize that what top fighters soon grasp, lower-level fighters just don't get. You might need to teach them in other ways. It's why I surprise unsalaried men by asking them how they teach their juniors. I genuinely want to know. Like Hakuho, he also believes in afternoon training, and might well have pushed for it had he stayed. 10. Uniqueness only goes so far. The chest-out style, designed first to deal with huge Ishiguro and then to protect epileptic brain, was key to making Sekiwake, he claims. My initial charge was so unique, you can neither teach nor recommend it, he concludes. And my sheer belief in making it work posed problems for many a foe. Hence, I made Sekiwake. But variation was needed to get to Ozeki, and that I didn't have. So, those are most of the things we've learned. But on the major controversies of his time, however, he has precious little to write.